In this video I'll be explaining all the functions of the text editor and the chat program. So let's just get started with the text editor. So I just write down some simple text, and if I highlight part of it I should be able to select font, make the text italics, bold, etc. So let's try out the functions. So as you see, text bold works, same as the italics. Select font, the font should also change. I think that's okay. As you can see, all the fonts are changing. They're not uh, showing much difference because the text is so too small. If we select font size, also the font size should change. And if I select a color, a background color for the rich text box should appear. As you can see. Now if I want to reset everything to plain, the text and the background, I just simply press this plain button. If I click new, the rich text box would format to empty. If I want, I can also save and open my document. So let's see. If I save, shows this and the directory where I want to save it, and also want to save as rich text format. So if I save it, there you go. So now if I clear the text and decide to open the file, I open test and the text will show up again. So that's the text editor. Now we'll switch to the other, to the chat program. As you can see, in the chat program we have two rich text boxes, two buttons and two text boxes. There's also a list with friends. Each friend have his own properties for the rich text box, so we distinguish between one another. As you can see, background, font and font color changes for each one. So now if I select a friend and want to type hey, I press the send button and the text should appear in this text box. And if the friend replies, when he presses send, the text should also appear on my screen. Now let's get to the code. This is for the text editor. I use this method to make the open function. This one pretty similar to the open for the save function, and this part here just to clear the text box to format it. Now in the toolbar I had to make this list to initialize the colors I want in the combo box. This for loop was used to add the font sizes. Now when the font size combo button was clicked, it would run this code, so that would change the font size property so that the text would change its font size. The plain button click had all its properties set to default here, so whenever he presses it, the default values would the plain button would run all these default values into the project. This code was used to, whenever the selected text and the user changes the font, it would change the font. And these were I made a switch statement so that the background of the text box changes. If the user selects red, it will change the background to red. Now let's get to the chat program code. So let's start with the friend list. This was used to friends.xml. This was used to populate the list box. Now this code right here was used so that if when the user, let me show you, when the user clicks on the one of his friends, this code would run if example Andrew selected. The switch statement changes his properties for the rich text box, And also, if no friends are selected, this wouldn't happen. Now this is exactly like this one and this one. So let me explain that more. If there are no friends here, this wouldn't show up. So let us run it again. As you see, there is nothing showing up here. Now if I press a friend, and it shows on my chat box that I'm chatting with this friend that I selected and that he's chatting back with me. Now we got user inputs. As you see, we have two buttons. Whenever I press this button, whatever in this text box gets sent to this rich text box, and wherever I send this button, vice versa, from this text box to this rich text box. So that's it basically. Thanks for watching.